Who's going to pay for the wall? Who?
It was a key campaign promise pushed by then-candidate Donald Trump time and again. Not just a wall on the border with Mexico, but a wall that Mexico will fully fund.
We're going to build a big, beautiful wall. A big, beautiful wall. And we're going to have a door in the wall, and people are going to come into our country. But what are they going to do? They're going to come in legally. Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for that wall?
But in transcripts of President Trump's January phone call with Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto obtained by the Washington Post, it's clear there are cracks in that promise of a wall. In the call, Mr. Trump says, if you're going to say that Mexico is not going to pay for the wall, then I do not want to meet with you guys anymore because I cannot live with that. I'm willing to say that we will work it out, but that means it will come out in the wash, and that is okay. Believe it or not, this is the least important thing that we are talking about, but politically, this might be the most important. Pena Nieto stood firm, saying, but my position has been and will continue to be very firm, saying that Mexico cannot pay for that wall. The president's response, but you cannot say that to the press. The press is going to go with that, and I cannot live with that. You cannot say that to the press because I cannot negotiate under those circumstances.
Thank you very much.
The president also appears to chalk up his victory in the New Hampshire primary to the state's opioid drug crisis. Mr. Trump tells the Mexican president, I won New Hampshire because New Hampshire is a drug-infested den. That comment drew bipartisan criticism from New Hampshire officials, with the state's GOP governor saying the president is wrong. It's disappointing his mischaracterization of this epidemic ignores the great things the state has to offer. Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan was even tougher.
His words were disgusting. They're an outrage. And my message really is this. He should stop insulting people and instead work with us to get the resources to our state and states all around the country who are also challenged by this epidemic.
Another leaked transcript comes from the president's call with the Australian Prime Minister that reveals the two leaders bickering over an Obama administration plan to welcome refugees from Australia. During the conversation, the president says he had a much friendlier call earlier in the day with Russia's Vladimir Putin. It is an embarrassment to the United States of America, and you can say it just the way I said it. I will say it just that way. As far as I'm concerned, that is enough, Malcolm. I have had it. I've been making these calls all day, and that is the most unpleasant call all day. Putin was a pleasant call. This is ridiculous. The president had said that any reports of a testy call were fake news. The tense exchange leaked earlier this year made a splash on Saturday Night Live.
I'm tired and cranky, and I feel like I could just freak out on somebody.
Then maybe you should call Australia.
Mr. Trump, thank you for still accepting our refugees.
Homie, say what? No refugees. America first. Australia sucks. Your reef is failing. Prepare to go to war.
Wait.